Hello everybody and welcome to the Go Wild channel. This is a fast video about how to edit a landscape photo in the Skylum Luminar 2018 imaging software. So for editing one landscape photo in this program, it will be very easy. So if you want to use the presets that the program have, you have here at the bottom some categories of filters or presets that you can use. So you have the basic, street, outdoor, portrait, etc. And on each one you have some different options for your editing. You just need to click on the preset and the image will be edited like the preset. So you can choose from the different presets and to see what you like most. And after that, if you really like what the preset did to your photo, you just need to export the photo here on this upper bottom here. But if you really like the preset and you think it is a little bit too much, you have the slider and you can reduce or increase the quantity of the preset in your photo. So this will be very good if you like this preset but you think it is a little bit too much, and then you can reduce a little bit the preset editing in your photo. If you're happy with the results, you just need to export the photo. But if you don't want to use the presets and if you want to edit by yourself, you can also make it. Let's change here to the original. You see that this program is in Portuguese because it's my main language, but I think you will understand all the steps that I'm going to give. So if you don't want to use the presets, you can take him off from the work field or workstation by clicking in this button, and you have a cleaner image of the photo. So let's start editing the photo. You have here on your workstation, on the right side of the workstation, you have the filters that you are going to use to change the things in your photo. So sub-menus or menus in Luminar, they are called filters. If you want, you can add filters or remove filters that you are not going to use. The very good thing of this program is that this is completely customizable. So you have some presets here: professional, fast and impressive, essential, aerial, black and white, landscape, and these presets of working area, they have the filters configured for the different kinds of photography. But if you don't want to use some of this, for example this one, you click on this red cross and the filter will disappear from your workstation. You can also add another filters from the menu of the filters. So if you want to add, for example, this one here, the dramatic, you just click twice and the filter will appear on your workstation. For this video and for this editing, I am going to take it off because I don't need this one. If you have chosen already all the filters that you need, you just click here on add filters and they will disappear. You can also have the possibility of cleaning all the working area and to add filters from yourself. So you can choose your own filters, and for example, if I want to use only these filters, my workstation is prepared for the editing that I'm going to do. For this editing, for this photography, I'm going to choose the landscape because this is a landscape, and Luminar have a really good preset for editing a landscape just prepared for us. So I'm going to take off this one and I'm going to start editing. If you are on Lightroom, for example, the first thing that you are going to do is to correct your exposure, your highlights, your shadows, etc., etc. And then you go to the saturation and vibration. In Luminar, you don't need to do this because Luminar has two filters that they are really impressive. You have this, for example, the artificial intelligence sky improvement, and what this does is just by sliding this to the right, it's going to improve your skies without you need to make another change. So you just need to slide and to decide how many or how much you want the filter to correct your photo. You have also here the accent improvement via artificial intelligence, and what this does is it will correct your photo without you need to correct the exposure, the colors, etc, etc. You can also put it at 100%, or if you think it is too much, you can slide down and put it at 49%, 30%, 10%, well, as your taste. Well, so now if we want it, we can have our photo completely edited, and you just need to export. But I'm also going to make some changes here that I think they are good for the photography. So the first thing I'm going to do is to choose this polarizing filter. So this polarizing filter will give you a polarized effect to the photography, just like if you were using a polarized filter on the field. So you can see here the differences. In this IE here, I can choose to hide the filter and to show the filter. So you see the differences that they are produced in the photography, especially in the skies and in this part of the mountain. So I like this result, so I'm going to keep it and then pass to the other one. You have here the vegetation improvement, and what this does is to improve only the vegetation in the photography. So you can see that the changes that this filter is processing is only on the landscape vegetation and not in the sky. So here I'm going to, where is it? Here I'm going to choose how much I want to change the vegetation, and here also I can also choose to edit some differences in the color. So I can choose to change the color of the vegetation. You have to be careful with this, because you don't want the vegetation that is green to pass it to blue, for example. So be careful about this hue slider. So after that you have another filters that I'm not going to use. For example, this one is the fog reduction. I don't have fog in the photography, so I don't need it. You can see if it makes some differences, but I don't think it will be important. You have the golden hour effect, so if you put it here, this will give you some colors to the photo like it was if it was the golden hour. I'm going to take it off also. You can put LUTs, you have the curves here, you have the structure, so you give micro contrast to the photography. It's something like clarity. It works a little bit like clarity. You have the radiance. I'm not going to use also this one. I'm going to take it off. And you have the vignetting in the photography that I'm not going to use. This photo doesn't need it, so it's like that. And here at the bottom you have the slider which controls every filter that you use, so you can reduce a little bit all of the filters improvement or the filter changes in your photography. So you can control it here in the latest part of the workstation. I'm going up and up, just putting a little bit more vibration to the photo. Okay, and finally I have here the adjustable slider. So you can see here the slider. I can define it. Sorry, it's not this. I can define the slider. So here it is, and this is the frontier. I have the superior part, sky, for example, here, and the lower part, and you have the landscape. You can choose what line will separate the superior part from the inferior part, and if I put it here, what this will do is I choose superior, and this will promote changes only in the superior part of the photography. So you can see I can put it a little bit more bluish for the skies, for example, okay, without changing anything in this lower part of the photography. If I want to change the lower part, I click here and inferior, and I'm going to change a little bit here because I want a little bit more luminosity in the photo. You see that I change the zoom in the photo. I'm going to put it ready here. I can change the zoom in here in these buttons, and I can adjust again to the screen. Okay, so now I have my photo prepared. I don't want to put any other okay, just moving here a little bit from the blacks and whites. I don't want to promote any other change, so I have my photo prepared, and the only thing I need to do is to export my photography. So I'm going to export to image, save, and I already have the image edited. I'm going to replace it, and it's okay. Now we can see the final photo and how it looks. Oh, we need to stop, I'm sorry. We need to let him process the photo. It can take a little bit to process. You see it also when you are editing the photo. It appears here a message saying that he is editing the photo. The program takes a little bit to show you the differences when you are working. I can show you. For example, if I make this, you can see here that it is rendering the image, so it can take a little bit to render the image and for you to see the differences, but it's quite fast, and if you have a fast computer, it's very fast. So finally I'm going to show you the final picture, and in a simple way we can edit one landscape picture in this program. I'm going to show you here also the after and the before, and you can see the differences in the photography that we could apply at this photography in a simple way and totally fast way. Especially here, the improvement on the sky, that we could take a little bit to edit, and it was a really fast editing with this Skylum Luminar. So for me it's been great to test this Skylum Luminar, and maybe I will buy it because I really like to edit with this program. Hope you like it. I'm going to put more videos about Skylum Luminar on internet, and to show you how this program works, and of course to show you how to edit images in this Skylum Luminar. Thank you very much, and see you next video.